Part 12, Energy Cloud. The closest spiritual energy to man is his luminous body, which accompanies him from the moment of conception until his physical death. One of the essential tasks is for man, through spiritual development and meditative exercises, to establish contact with a very intelligent energy, his luminous body. It is said that each person has their own luminous body, just as each luminous body has its own person. A day and a moment of communication between a man and his luminous body creates an incredibly strong lifelong friendship and an adventure that cannot be forgotten. And what about the other energies of the cosmos? Every spiritual energy functions at a certain frequency at which a person can establish contact, if the person himself reaches the same frequency of brain waves through spiritual development. We are conveying to you a part of the sayings from the spiritual energies that Ljubai Stojanovic received in deep meditation and transferred to the book, Sacred Knowledge. There is a certain hierarchy in the cosmos that does not represent any mutual relations or command, but the levels of intelligence, energy strength and distribution of certain energy, as well as the number and content of mutual cooperation with other energies. This means a hierarchy according to the significance and importance of these energies for the functioning of the entire cosmos. The possibility of human contact with the energies of the cosmos can be divided into three groups. In the first place is the energy with which it is easiest to communicate, and with which people have continuous communication, the energy of the luminous body. This communication takes place on a paranormal level, but with relatively little effort and invested time, it is possible to establish contact, of your own will and desire, with the energy of the luminous body. That contact does not yet represent communication, but it means the first step, whereby the luminous body responds to the request for healing of his man. Contact with the luminous body is possible upon reaching the frequency of brain waves of 12.2 Hz. The second level represents contacting the energies that are all around us and that represent global energies, the energy of the Holy Spirit, the energy of Christ and the energy of space. By means of different petitions at different levels of paranormal development, it is possible to establish contacts with these energies, especially for healing action. Second-level contacts are possible in the area between 4.5 and 6 Hz. The third level represents contact with the energy cloud. After that, contacts with different energies are possible, either occasional contacts in meditation, or channels through which continuous conversations can be conducted with those energies that are most suitable for that conversation and the content of the conversation. This third phase contains innumerable varieties and a continuous scale from the first contacts that are transmitted through drawings, images, then through knowledge, sound reception of information, and finally sound reception, as the most perfect form of communication. Contact of the third level with the energy cloud is possible starting from 0.15 Hz. At the same time, in order to establish a normal dialogue, it is necessary to reach a level of 0.00000009 Hz, 9x 10 to 7 Hz. The purity of the contact itself does not depend so much on the brainwave frequency that is reached, but on the current psychophysical state of the person and the necessary conditions for meditation, as well as the person's training in good relationships established in previous contacts. These contacts with the energies of the cosmos are extremely important for the development of human civilization, because they enable incomparably greater knowledge and a deeper and more correct perception of sacred knowledge. We should note that the energy cloud is a manifestation of the Holy Spirit and that without its help at a depth of 0.15 Hz, a person cannot progress alone without his help. Imagine the frequency of a man, and all of the above is measurable and measured, who is in a coma and has about 3 Hz of brainwave functioning. A man in clinical death has about 2.5 Hz of brainwave functioning, while contact with the energy cloud requires a frequency of 0.15 Hz, which represents an extraordinary depth, knowing how much lower the frequency is than the frequency of a man who is clinically dead. If you have wondered if this is possible, the answer is yes, and there was even an official test on that person with appropriate devices for measuring the frequency of brain waves. Of course, we are talking about Ljubisa Stojanovic, where he willingly went into deep meditation and voluntarily came out. Of course, the doctor who performed the measurement was amazed after the results, because he had never experienced this in his life, that someone has such a low frequency of brain waves without any pathological processes in the brain region. Ljubisa is just one of the many who, through his spiritual development, reached that low frequency of brain waves and received numerous information in the form of sacred knowledge. Of course, we also want all of you to reach that spiritual level, establish contact with the energies of the cosmos and help in personal, global development and well-being for all living beings and the planet. All you need is to go day by day or step by step. The treasury of sacred knowledge thanks you for your interest, and sends you a lot of spiritual patience and love.